Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Cool, we're recording. Hey, all, it's me. Why are you lying down, Captain? Because I'm tired. I'm driving all day. And this is From the Road, Asshole Consulting. If you have a question or a request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com and send your question to me. And I will go ahead and answer it for a fee. Michael writes, Dear Aaron, my name is Michael. I'm currently an officer in the military, working my way through blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to keep you anonymous here so you don't get in no trouble. Thanks for working so hard to give me a paycheck. Oh, no problem. On to my questions. I have recently taken up an interest in economics, and in particular monopolies/cartels. My first question is, how can a monopoly like De Beers exist today? It seems to me that De Beers can maintain its monopoly because it can restrict the supply of diamonds because they are mined out of one location, South Africa. This allows them to hoard diamonds in a warehouse to artificially restrict the supply. But since a lot of people know this and De Beers doesn't want a bunch of worthless gems, they launched an advertising campaign using Hollywood to convince stupid men and women it was a sign of love. It is through overriding men and women's logical thinking by emotionally... Women's logical thinking? You are in training. Oh, funny man. Okay, I'm kidding. They launched an advertising campaign using Hollywood to convince stupid men and women it was a sign of love. It is through overriding men and women's logical thinking by emotionally attaching value to these worthless gems that De Beers is able to overprice gems. Or is it, he's asking. Is the diamond market one huge discovery away by a different company from a price collapse? Would it be smart for men to just buy cubic zirconia instead of these diamonds and putting that money towards something actually worth something? Jewelers can't tell the difference and they have to use a machine to tell if it's fake or not. I don't see your average American girl knowing the difference. Okay, let's go with that question because there's a lot in there. De Beers, last I recall, had more or less control over 80% of the supply of the world's diamonds. Now we have to qualify this because there are in general two types of diamonds, gem quality and industrial diamonds. Now there was a meteorite that hit Russia and in an ironic sense created tons of diamonds that would have totally deflated the price of the gem market. However, the Soviets kept tippy-top secrets on it because they didn't want to spook the diamond markets because there was a lot of illegal underground trade going on. But it was also, if I recall correctly, largely industrial-grade diamonds used for drill bits and things like that. So when it comes to... So there are two markets. If we take out the industrial diamonds and we look at gem quality, De Beers, last I recall, has 80% of a control on the market. Now, could it be that some other company discovers diamonds of a gem quality and in copious amounts enough to lower the market price for De Beers? Yes, it could happen, but as it stands right now, De Beers controls the majority of those diamonds. And since it has this effective natural monopoly, you're right, they limit the supply by making diamonds much rarer than they are. And then that's the supply aspect of it. On the other side is demand. And you're damn right, like Hallmark made Mother's Day and Father's Day and Valentine's Day and all these other fucking days we celebrate more days than we don't. There should be regular old fucking day. And you're like, hey, fuck you, Joe, it's a regular fucking day. And you give fuck you, Joe and Jane cards to everybody. Look, I made another $1 billion segment for Hallmark. De Beers, and I'm sure the chocolate industry and the flower industry all went, and said, oh, let's make a Valentine's Day. So, yes, it is, and I think it's only not even 100-year-old tradition, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, a diamond, and this bullshit that it has to be 3 months of your salary, and oh yeah, it's a fucking racket, it's complete bullshit. But that affects the demand for it, and as you know, women are highly susceptible. They're so susceptible to marketing and advertising, especially if it's vain. Like, look at the size of my ring, and you have to have this, or else you're not with that crowd. So it is only in De Beers' best interest to go ahead and basically lie to women and men and tell them that the size of the ring determines the amount of love the man has for you and how important you are and what your sexual market value is and how much you can brag and gloat to other women. So that is that affects the demand of it. Now you combine those two things together, and yes, you have an artificially high price. De Beers has no incentive to flood the market with its diamonds, let alone open up new mines. And someone else could go ahead and try and open up new mines, but I would love to see the geology and the engineering behind that, because of discovering a diamond mine and enough of them to put De Beers out of business would be quite the undertaking. I think it's prohibitively expensive, so I think De Beers is going to be around for a while. Now, you ask very logical, commonsensical questions like, shouldn't men buy cubic zirconias? Yeah, they should. They really should. And if you find the right girl, you will. She won't even care. Like one girl I know, the guy got her an emerald, and she really liked it because she loved him, and she didn't care. But most women aren't like that. Most of them want some big ass fucking stupid worthless rock. And what diamonds is really this. I'm going to explain diamonds to you. There really is, for gemstone diamonds, they are worthless. They have no economic value. They're rare. I know they have value in terms of people are willing to pay for them. But in terms of what they do, they serve no purpose whatsoever. None. Industrial grade diamonds do. We can drill things, make other things, help ease people's lives. Diamonds, the gemstones, are just bragging rights. They're just trinkets and trophies for predominantly Western women to go and brag to their friends and look at what I got this sucker to spend his money on. So it's like the ultimate shit test, you could consider it. Like, how much money, and it's not money, it's how much of this guy's finite life can I get this sucker, this dupe, to go and drop on something that has no real value. And I think that's what gives a lot of women the vag tingles. Not even the vag tingles, the intellectual tingles or the power tripping tingles. Because they save the vag tingles for the motorcycle guy to go and bang him while the guy who duped us spend 3 months or 4 months of his salary on some worthless rock he doesn't have any respect for. So no, you really shouldn't be buying big ass fancy diamonds. You really shouldn't. The girls you should be marrying or hooking up with like that shouldn't be asking for big ass diamonds. And girls that like complain about like that's the diamond. And I've heard of a couple guys who've had that. Oh fuck, did you guys dodge bullets then? So fuck those girls. So yeah, but the women will take it in to get it tested. So I don't think you should marry a girl that's going to test your diamond, but they're all going to test them. So just get an emerald, get a ruby, get something beautiful, get something unique. Stop it with the diamond bullshit. My second question is, how can OPEC exist? I read Dr. Thomas Sowell's Basic Economics, and it appears to do a very good job at explaining why free market monopolies, cartels, collapse on themselves. It states that many companies, a part of the cartel, will often cheat. Many companies who are a part of the cartel will often cheat each other by offering secret deals to customers because the temptation of making a greater profit by offering a check on one another, just like you would, by offering a lower price is too great. Does OPEC use a pricing system that allows everyone to check on one another just like U.S. Steel used to? Is it just excuse me? Is it just their stupidity of their government-run industries the only thing perpetuating the cartel? They've always tried to undercut each other, and these countries, no matter, I know they got oil, but all they got is oil, and most of them are second world shitholes, sometimes third world shitholes. And instead of diversifying their economies, they solely rely on oil. So there's this huge incentive to not just sell oil on the market that they're not supposed to, which does lower the demand, but to basically give their oil to people. Like I think Iran offers their people oil for free, like gas, near free prices. I'm talking like a quarter a gallon or something like that. I have to double check. But one time they said they were going to increase the price by like 50%, and they'd have to pay 35 cents a gallon, and oh my god, there were protests and howls in the streets. So these countries are so far up against their back that they do need to make money off of. Even Russia's a perfect example. They gotta make money off of gas. They're way too commodity dependent. Hang on. I don't know if this guy has cats or what. So typically, though not always, typically any kind of cartel, the members will be incentivized to cheat. drugs, the mafia, OPEC, you name it. This is a very good estates. I just want to make sure I'm answering your questions. Easy on my back. Is it just their stupidity or government run? Yeah, so that's how cartels. Well, and with OPEC, I was gonna say, damn it. Jeez. Well, I was gonna say with OPEC. OPEC's a perfect example of a cartel that kind of did it all right, not really in the long run, but then you had another player come in, and that is U.S. shale producers. Like, in other words, what they did is they made the price too high that alternative technologies could now come in, and they were profitable in other countries that were not them. And so cartels, they can be done right, but they very rarely are done right because they're usually headed up by lazy people who want to cheat the system and don't want to work hard and produce lower prices, invest in technologies, and create the new wheel. They want to manipulate the current market using whatever market power, market muscle they have, because it really avoids hard work. So all of a sudden the shale producers came in, we're fracking, and it's like, okay, because right now the U.S., I think we're the largest exporter or the largest producer of oil now once again, and it's all thanks to the cartels fucking around jacking up prices. It's wonderful. So thank you very much. Anyway, so I hope that answered your questions. But honest to God, don't buy a girl a big ass diamond. Just get her something nice. That's all we got. Toodles.